Christmas shopping like I haven't and need something else to do this weekend, well, Michael Cook has you covered. With the rain in the forecast, maybe a pretty good idea to check out a couple movies. You got Spider-Man No Way Home behind me and Nightmare Alley. Which one do you want to do first?
Good morning. Let's talk about the new Spider-Man No Way Home, the latest in the MCU universe. Here, Tom Holland returns as Spider-Man, and if you saw the last film, you know that the world knows that he is actually Peter Parker.
Right.
So at the beginning of the film, the entire world knows that he's a teenager in high school named Peter Parker, and it's just making his life and the lives of his friends complicated. So he goes to Dr. Strange and asks him to create a spell where everybody forgets that he is Spider-Man. Of course, anytime, as you know, Pat, anytime you do a spell,
what could possibly go wrong?
It completely messes up.
Dr. Strange does it too,
exactly.
Really?
And what happens is he opens up multi-universes, and villains from previous Spider-Man films start to show up. There you see Doc Ock, you have the Green Goblin played by Willem Dafoe, you have Jamie Foxx back as Electro, along with some other casted characters who come into this universe, and so Spider-Man has to figure out how to get these people back to their universe, all the while struggling with different problems. And I say problems vaguely on purpose because there are a lot of spoilers in this movie, and I don't want to give away what is happening. This probably is one of the best Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. I think this is number 8 or 9 standalone Spider-Man movies, and this one is just absolutely fantastic. It's you know, the script, the storyline is very well done. Tom Holland, I thought, has really grown into this role, and you really feel him. You know, he's a teenager in this movie, but you really feel like this movie, caused him to have to grow up as a person and as a superhero. Zendaya as his girlfriend MJ is also fantastic. This was just an absolute joyride. I like Marvel films all right. I'm not particularly a huge fan of them, but this one I thought was just absolutely fantastic. It's 2.5 hours long, but you do not feel that length like sometimes you do with other long films. This one is just a thoroughly enjoyable film. I highly recommend this, which is why, all in all, I give this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Just a fantastic, fantastic movie.
I like the Marvel movies. I'm not a big fan of Spider-Man itself, but you kind of have to watch it just because it ties in everything else.
Exactly.
That's the one you do like?
The one you do like. Well, the next movie to talk about is called Nightmare Alley. This is from director Guillermo del Toro, who did The Shape of Water, I believe, or Shape of Things. I forget which the name of it. Anyway, be that as it may, Bradley Cooper stars in this film along with Cate Blanchett and Rooney Mara. At the beginning, we meet Bradley Cooper's character. He's a bit of a drifter, and he starts working for a traveling carnival and starts to get involved in the mentalist game, where you try to say, you tell people in the audience, oh, I see you have a loved one who's trying to talk to you, she was very, he was, so on and so forth. And he starts going up the ladder of showbiz. He meets Cate Blanchett's character, who plays a psychologist who helps him get involved to be a spiritualist for some very wealthy and powerful individuals. All the while, it's clear he is playing with fire and getting in over his head, to mix some metaphors there. The art direction and the design of this movie is just absolutely amazing. The way it looks, it's really worth seeing it on the big screen. Bradley Cooper is just wonderful as the mysterious drifter, and you start to learn more about his character, sort of like the layers of onions being peeled back, and you realize what his motivations are and how he manipulates people around him. There are a lot of different themes in this movie of revenge, comeuppance, and so on and so forth. At times it did lag a little bit at certain points, and you weren't quite sure what kind of film you wanted to be, but I did enjoy this movie, so all in all, I give it a 7.8 out of 10.
A 7 point what?
Usually I do 7.5.
You've never done that.
I'm going to change it up a little bit, I think, going into the new year.
You've done 7.5, 8, 8.5.
It's not a 7.5. It wasn't an 8, so I thought 7.8 That's what gets it. So a decent film, 2 different movies to see this weekend. One you can see with a family, one that is definitely not a family film with Nightmare Alley.
You have just opened up the possibilities of more ratings.
Exactly, just a world.
Did Dr. Strange just cast a spell or
the
something?
The spell changed everything.
All right, thanks, Michael. Let's go check in with Rance.
This is for Terry.